Well, wait, why is this thing even on? Oh, I have it on the wrong one. There we go. I was wondering. I can't believe that extension is working, but it's working on the wrong screen. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a huge update that just came down the pipeline. Full lid for the rest of the evening on the White House. The White House is going to be hush for tonight. There was rumors. I got excited. There was going to be a major speech by Trump addressing everyone and addressing the situation. What is the United States going to be doing with Israel, Iran? We're all waiting to know. But Trump's been advised, and he said maybe because of the Christie Nome hospitalization, we don't know. There is a lid on the White House. There's not going to be anything coming out of the White House. So maybe maybe we're just going to have to find reports through the news tonight on this situation. What's up, everyone? What's going on? Yeah, this might be an interesting one. It's either today, tomorrow, or Thursday. It's gonna be. It could be a tough time. We'll have to see what they end up doing. I mean, we don't know. We can only speculate, right? You think it's gonna be a quick strike that isn't announced until all targets are hit? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what their initial would be, honestly. We'll take a look at some of these updates. See what's going on tonight. 10 hours ago, Kraft Heinz announced they will eliminate all chemical dyes. RFK Jr. victory. White House called a lid. Reports of national address not happening. This is a paid promotion. 70% chance or higher. The U.S. strikes Iran, according to Polymarket. Man, it was almost down to zero, too. Justin, what's up, man? Celebrated a little bit early last night. Well, we don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, we have to wait for Trump to say stuff, and so I mean, nobody really knows. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a guarantee that there's strikes, but it's definitely trending that way based off of the intel that I've seen. Your wife's boyfriend is a Trump supporter. Any advice? Tell him to go trans. Give it hell over there. Yeah, right. In Baghdad. Let's see what this is.
Because you're not allowed to be here.
Sir, are you an officer with the BI International?
I am an officer with ICE.
You're an officer with ICE?
Do you have a
With
badge?
ICE.
Do you have an ID? Can you see it? How
I
we
don't
know
have
you're
to
with
show
us?
that to you.
You don't have to show
I'm,
your
I'm
badge?
telling you to leave. I've already identified myself. I'm an officer
Can you
with
show me a
ICE.
badge or an ID?
You're not allowed to be here.
Says
Police
who?
are coming. Okay?
What are we doing that's improper, sir?
What's
Who are you?
Because you're not allowed to be here.
Sir, are you an officer?
Trump to speak at 8 p.m. with Netanyahu. He's calling Netanyahu at 8 o'clock. I don't even know what this is. I mean, this is like. Trump considers strike on Iran. We knew that. They had another situation room meeting today. National security. Seen that video of Ada entering USA 3 times crazy? Oh yeah, I remember doing that video. I've done several videos on Muhammad Ada. Trump has good instincts, and from his statement about Obama and Iran, he knows this is poison for his legacy. He's simply powerless compared to Jews. Well, you have to wonder about blackmail at this point because this is real. It looks so bad for Trump, and he has to be aware of it. I mean, he's got to have the awareness to realize that. So you do start wondering those things. Trump says he doesn't want a ceasefire, but a real end to the conflict, whatever that means. Let's see some of these updates. Israel detects more missiles from Iran. Iran launching 10 ballistic missiles. There's reports going around that Iran is running out of missiles. And so each of their strikes have been less and less and less. Remember, they started with 100 missiles in response, and it's been less and less. Trump and Netanyahu spoke on the phone. You said they were speaking at 8 o'clock? Well, they spoke on the phone. Explosions heard over Tel Aviv. Trump speaks with Netanyahu after critical meeting on Israel-Iran war. They always do this. They always bring these things up. Meeting took place in the White House Situation Room, lasted an hour 20. So 80 minutes. Israel is trying to get Trump involved, but they want to do it on his. They want to have Trump be the one that decides it. That's what they're saying. They don't want to feel like they're pressuring Trump. But we know what's. I mean, it's like. Unconditional surrender. Well, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen without heavy strikes. Does crippling Iran have any impact on China? That's where they get their oil. That's their number one oil source is Iran. This war could tank Trump no matter what he does on other issues. Yeah, I've seen a lot of conservatives spin this because they think it's now happening. So where they say, well, if there's no troops on the ground, it's going to be all right. Because technically, if you look at the opinion polls, most people, it's like 75%, obviously do not want Iran to get a nuclear weapon. The question is, are they really this close? Is this fear-mongering to get us into this war and to weaken Iran at the behest of Israel? And what is the sacrifice in terms of doing it? What does it entail? Is it another long? Because I think Trump is like, well, as long as there's no troop involvement, he'll be all right. I think that's what Trump thinks at this point. He thinks it's different. It's not like the previous Middle Eastern wars. If there's no troop deployment, troop involvement, just strikes. I'm guessing that's probably what he's thinking. To where it's like, well, yeah, it's a Middle Eastern situation, but it's apples to oranges when you compare it to the other ones. But how long does it take in terms of, also what does Trump want? Does Trump want the regime gone? Because it seems very clear that that's what Israel wants. Someone should ask Trump, do you want the regime gone? Or do you just want the chances of a nuclear bomb eliminated? Samson option. It is insane that they have something like that. Because that's not mutually assured destruction. Thoughts on the crypto bill, the Genius bill? It's great. It's a stablecoin bill. It brings the United States into the 21st century. It backs the stablecoins. Now there's institutional backing of the stablecoins, and there's real world assets backing them. So this is big stuff with the Genius bill. Yeah, it's great. Did you get the Trump phone? Somebody was telling me that they pre-ordered it. I think it costs $100 to pre-order it, but I couldn't figure out. I don't know. I don't think it's available right now, but they say there's $100 down payment on the Trump phone with. It's an Android, and so yeah, but Israel is causing their own downfall, bad optics. Israel was already very unpopular. Now they're just going to be more unpopular. It's in the United States, I'll tell you that. Pretty much no matter what happens here. Why don't you buy Bitcoin? It just it doesn't make sense for me. If I was really rich, I would definitely diversify with Bitcoin. That would absolutely make sense. We're going to war. Military buildup says it all. No, I agree with you. I think the writing's on the wall. The only hope is maybe there's a huge pressurized uh, deal that Iran signs to, but they're not going to sign on to unconditional surrender. It's not going to happen. So I think it's going to happen. There might be like one last ditch effort to where, but I agree with you. I mean, if Trump wants unconditional surrender, that's not going to happen at this current state. There was also a report that Iranian TV is telling people this is going to be a huge night, which I don't even, how does that even make sense? They're telling them it's going to be a huge night. It's already like 2 a.m. in Iran or 3 a.m. Sucks for crypto. We finally get a rally, then wrecked again. Yeah, I wonder what happens if it becomes official and the U.S. joins. What does that mean for the markets? I mean, they'll take a hit, but I don't know if they get wrecked. They haven't really, nothing's gotten wrecked because of the current situation. But if the U.S. joins, maybe it'll be different. And then you're talking about the oil being affected even more if they start torpedoing ships in the Strait. Video out of soldiers eating steak and lobster. Many a call of deployment. That video was from February. So it's fake news if they say that is a deployment meal. If the U.S. gets involved, this might escalate globally. I bet China is going to. I don't know. China will not get involved. Involved in what way? I mean, they'll probably act as more of a safe haven to Iran in terms of eased sanctions and more heavy trade with Iran. But I don't think China would get involved in any crazy way. They'd be fine with letting the U.S. get weaker and bog ourselves down in the Middle East rather than be overly involved, I think. Did you see the polls show ages 18 to 49 have a negative view on Israel? It's now or never on attacking Iran. No, it is. But it's not even just that. It's also all of their proxies are weakened. I mean, just look at their proxies compared to where they were in October of 2022 before the attack. China will attack Taiwan if the U.S. takes action. They think that we are too distracted. Yeah, but it's not as simple as they're not going to be able to take over Taiwan, and it's going to be a very hard process. I mean, they're probably going to blockade the Taiwan Strait and the surrounding area to try and prevent us from interfering in that. Because we've got bases down there in the Philippines, and we used to have a lot more territory down in the Pacific theater. Hopefully nothing happens because you're 17 and about to turn 18. You do not want to die. No. You don't have to worry about the draft, man. This is obviously Trump knows there's not going to be any deployment. That's Trump's red line. There's not going to be no U.S. troop deployment. Trump isn't in control. This doesn't seem like a decision he'd make his first term. No, I understand. That's why I say that there's some type of blackmail or something, I think. I mean, that's what I would say, because he has to know this is really bad in terms of his rhetoric. And I mean, now he's saying Tulsi Gabbard, no, she's wrong. Your own intelligence, you're saying, is wrong because she said that Iran was not close to a nuclear bomb. I mean, it's just not a good look. Iranian Supreme Leader Khamenei X account just posted, "We must give strong response to terrorist Zionist regime." I know, but he's been posting stuff for the past days. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy that he keeps posting that. Sooner or later, when Gen Z gets to power, this Israel boomer mentality will not work anymore. Sadly, can't come soon enough. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of I mean, look at the Congress, look at the APAC money with Congress. I mean, it's just that's why people are like Trump's going to get impeached. There's no way they support this. Sean, what's up? $50. The whale. The orca enters. The whale enters. What if Iran does have a nuke is the question and Trump lets them off the hook? So much mystery with this. Lets them off the hook in terms of what? I mean, if anything, they're going to have to lower their uranium no matter what. Their uranium enrichment has to be lowered. Whether or not they there's a nuclear deal, it's going to be lowered. I mean, maybe if they hide it, I guess, but you would think with the intel that they have, they would be able to figure it out one way or another, especially considering they're this close to striking them. I mean, they've got to have significant intel within Iran with all the Palantir stuff and everything. They're probably, I mean, I'm sure they know a lot about their nuclear program. And you're starting to hear reports leak out about, oh, now they're developing a detonator or a trigger. $120 a barrel. I mean, that's the 2022 price. So we do not want that. Trump, another Situation Room meeting. There's 2 stealth bombers airborne. No indication where the aircrafts are heading. According to high-frequency radio traffic. I mean, you can tell that. Trump says Macron was lying last night. I don't believe that. I think Trump is lying. Why would Macron lie? There's no incentive. Thank you. That's a W. That's a W donation. Don't think this ends quickly. They said that about Ukraine, Russia. But Ukraine, Russia is a land invasion. This is an air battle. This is a missile fight. Dude, what I mean these people all right, man. Groiper's always right. I appreciate the donation. But I mean, what is with all these Groipers in my chat? I just don't understand it. Don't they want to watch Fuentes? Like, why are these people in my chat so much? It's a constant thing, especially when something happens to Trump. Christy Nome, well, it seems like an allergic reaction is what I saw, and so hopefully she's all right. Enlist in the Air Force. That's what I said yesterday. Hear me out. This is a massive bluff by Trump to make Iran cave and agree to a nuclear deal. Why would Macron lie? Did you see my video today? That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. You think he cucked Trump's leverage at the moment? No, that I know. No, you're not coping. That's what I said. There's no way Macron would lie, especially like this is the leader of France who's interjecting on a Middle Eastern affair with the U.S. and Iran. I mean, there's no place to lie. Trump, I guess, got angry because yeah, maybe it was the leverage to where he didn't want Iran knowing. But I mean, you would think Iran would already have intel on Trump. But I guess he didn't want the public knowing that he potentially still wanted a peace deal or a ceasefire. But now Trump comes out and says, no, there's not going to be any ceasefire. What are all the RIPs? It's trolls. I really thought Trump might address things tonight just based off of how everything's developing. How long will this stream be? I don't know. I mean, it depends. It depends what intel we get. Crimea River. Trolls are out. Yeah, trolls are out, and then they'll leave. They'll leave eventually. Especially tonight, because we I don't know if there's gonna be I don't know if there's gonna be the intel tonight that they want. It seems like the White House has a lid, and there's not gonna be any. The live story coverage of the conflict has ended for today. It's only 7 o'clock. I'm gonna have to go to the see if we get updates from this. Unconditional surrender from Iran. It's just not realistic. Trump spoke to Netanyahu today. We know about that. They're striking Israel pretty hard right now. Iran is. Even though the ceasefire didn't happen last night, it was still a glorious stream the moment we learned Trump reversed on immigration policy. Yeah, that imagine we would have gotten back to back. That would have been colossal. We get back to back the reversal, and then we get the ceasefire while Trump's in the plane. Oh, that would have been legendary. But it's I guess hopefully we get something good. I'm hoping we get something good, but it's one of those things. Been here since the beginning, not a troll, just here to enjoy the cope before the storm. White Nats will be vindicated. Zog will be exposed. Well, I mean, all right, man, I appreciate the donation. Not a big conspiracy guy, but Macron's wife is unironically definitely a dude. Yeah, there's some real big red flags with that. Have you seen some of those photos? I have to. It's pretty crazy. But Candace Owens was obsessed with that. Do you remember that? There's a lot of supplies going in the direction of Iran. A USAF C-17 went off radar mid-flight. It was heading towards Iran while over Jordan. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely plans for a major attack with the U.S. involved. I mean, there's no doubt. How extensive will it be? I mean, I think they would target. They're gonna target the nuclear facilities. Imagine if we got news that Trump was taking Greenland. That would be a legendary moment. Qatar apparently sent Owens money at some point. Well, that they accuse Qatar of anyone that's anti-Israel. They'll accuse of getting Qatar money. Another 5-hour stream tonight. I don't know, man. It depends. I guess it depends what intel we get. Big audience. Yeah, it's gonna be a big audience because we're waiting for huge intel regarding the situation in the Middle East, and it's evolving. We're seeing what the administration is planning on doing. There's a lot of high-grade military equipment that has been transported. This was Trump earlier today denying the peace talks, saying that Macron was lying. I mean, Macron is being interviewed, I guess, or something, but he comes out and he's like, yeah, Trump had to leave because it's emergency potential ceasefire with Iran, and we hope it happens. And so we're like, this is amazing. But I mean, and then Trump just says no. Macron's lying. Why would Macron lie? How did you sleep after the long stream? I slept pretty well, dude. You know, it was a bad day today with this horrible humidity. Typical Ohio summer day. It was really dark. It got really dark at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then there was a rainstorm, and then it gets sunny. Anytime it gets sunny after raining heavily, like it gets sunny within 15 minutes after raining, and it's like 80 degrees, you're going to be dealing with hellish humidity. Horrible. Just brutal humidity today. Not surprised. Did you see the compilation of Trump saying Iran can't have a nuclear weapon dating back to 2016? At least he's consistent on that. Yeah, well, that's just a typical Republican talking point. I guess it's a typical any U.S. politician talking point. It has been Iran not having a nuclear weapon. Yeah, this turned out to be fake. Trump to address the free world. That's a way to say it. Trump, I thought, was potentially going to be addressing, but they put a lid on it. There's going to be no address tonight. Open source intel with stuff. IDF in a message. Air Force has now begun a wave of attacks in the Tehran area. Strikes in Tehran. Israel strikes. This is coming from Israel. Could the U.S. pull troops from the Middle East to limit Iran's ability to retaliate after a strike? But wouldn't you think they would have already done that? I mean, they already pulled the diplomats. I mean, if it's known they're going to strike. You doubt it's ever as bad as in Japan for humidity during their typhoon season? You want to take a shower midday there? It's like really sticky. Yeah, no, here it's not as sticky as some other places. But it is, you know, you will get humidity here for sure. No, that's not it. I don't know where it is. Lindsey Graham has basically said he wants to send ground troops. He's insane. Typhoon, we will look back in a year and laugh on an overreaction. Yeah, I know. How about all these people overreacting to this? This is a small scale. Maybe this is a small scale thing. I agree with you. And then the next donation is can't believe I'm getting drafted. Really? Yeah, if I get drafted, I'm gonna have to contact one of my subscribers that also gets drafted and or something because yeah, I've tried to get the Trump phone. They're not accepting donate. They're not. You have to deposit or something. You need $100 deposit to get the Trump phone. They said the Trump phone. I heard it was a shitty phone, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm too old to be drafted, dude. Dude, I'm too old to be drafted. I just got deployed to Tehran, but we've got a Bush Stadium renovation update. So why would Bush? You're not even doing a good joke. Bush Stadium doesn't need a renovation. Bush Stadium doesn't need a renovation. It's RAWs alerts. Well, I mean, what alert does what? There's no alerts. I mean, if there's an update, I'll find the update. I'll tell you that right now. Hegseth, I saw that yesterday. Yeah, this is really good stuff with this crypto and this stablecoin bill. This is huge stuff. and just crypto is taking over everything. It's amazing. No, it's no, I'm 25. It's 18 to 24. It's 18 to 24 get drafted first. Just hope the Iran conflict be done in a week. Yeah, I know. That's the thing is you get all this overreaction. Imagine if it gets done in a week somehow, no matter what happens. And Trump knows he's still, this is easily salvageable because there's going to be no deployment. There's going to be no troops. Trump knows that. And he knows that if there, that has to be his red line. 100%. No, we're not. It's not going to be World War III. It's not going to be World War III. You're not too old. You're right under the cutoff. Mister, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Pete Hegg said the Iranians are enriching uranium under Tropicana Field. You know what to do. They I saw that joke with the stadiums. There was a lot of stadiums they were doing that joke on. They were like, this is the centrifuge. The centrifuge is in center field. Yeah, they were doing that joke with some stadiums that people don't like. I mean, Tropicana Field that'd be the number one option. The Coliseum is still around, but the A's don't play there anymore, but it's still around. Master Trump Walker, there's too many of them. What are we going to do, Gen Z? Thank you for the donation. Yeah, this turned out to be false. This major address. Israeli media reporting the U.S. likely to join the war tonight. That's got to be fake news. Bunch of strikes. But even if this is solved, there's no way we can go back to just acting like Israel isn't a major problem and Jewish influence. Yeah, but Trump's gonna say, well, Israel, you're not gonna get what you want, and that's why we're doing the ceasefire.
نور زیادی حالا تو دوربین زیاد معلوم نیست نورش زیاد کن نورش زیاد کن احتیاجت داره همینجوری آن پارچه
Damn, big explosion there.
اینجا مه شده
That's in Tehran.
نور زیادی
If I changed body was with Trump, what would your plan be to resolve this? Would you let Israel continue, limit U.S. involvement, regime change. Well, I'd have to get an immediate briefing, and I would need so much information to be able to even come close to making a decision. But ideally, I would have to, I need information. But ideally is I would agree to some type of deal on 2% enrichment or something around there. But this is what I think Trump thinks. This is just, and look, Trump, there might be blackmail to where it doesn't even matter what he thinks. So then this is just moot. It doesn't matter. But if I had to guess, I think Trump is thinking, based on the situation with Iran, there's the idea and there's rumors that the U.S. Trump is saying the U.S. has air dominance in Iran. Iran is very weak. They're running out of missiles. I mean, that's being reported. And so Trump probably thinks, well, we can strike them now, which that is an escalation, but he probably thinks it's going to be over so quickly and there's zero troop involvement. That's my thought on what Trump probably thinks. And you eliminate the chance of Iran getting a nuclear bomb. He probably thinks it's going to be really quick and there's going to be limited involvement. And the thing is, it's limited time. So if it's over quickly, you can swing it. But obviously, there's no way Trump is like, oh yeah, we're gearing up for a huge regional war, and it's not going to be anything like it's apples to oranges when you compare it to something like Iraq. I mean, Trump has to know that it's just not an option. So I think he thinks, there's going to be support and there's going to be strikes, but if it can be limited in terms of the time we're involved in it, I think that's probably what he wants. Now, what Iran's going to do, I mean, we don't know. They're very weak right now. And so Israel, I'm sure, has told Trump that over and over again in terms of Hamas and Hezbollah. Do you believe a Trump conversion to Judaism? Now, that's false. All this to force Fed to cut rates. Well, this would be at negative because it would be the opposite. Something like this. Global instability is not good for the economy, but I don't think it'll have one effect or another. They've got that meeting tomorrow, so but they're not going to cut shit. Poly market. Yeah, I know. There was an update on Israel military action against Iran. Oh, that was a while ago. Let's see if there's Iranian regime fall before July, 25% chance. Iranian regime fall in 2025, 55% chance. But there's probably no volume in this. Tulsi Gabbard resigned by Friday? Is that that's a rumor? U.S. military action against Iran before July. I mean, I've run some AI models, some language models that really track military, and they say, well, no, there's not going to be any B-2 bomber usage by the United States in 2025 against Iran. There's about an 8% chance of it. So realistically, this is a lot of fear-mongering. If you look at the top AI language models, and I mean, they run so many different calculations when it comes to just Trump and understanding what he does, there's a very low chance of it escalating extremely, extremely far, I think. Trump is saying he knows where Iran's leader is hiding, telling people to evacuate Tehran. Massive scare tactics by him. Oh, yeah. Yeah, when Trump says that, people have to understand how to interpret it with him. He's saying it's a threat, and I'm making it public, and you better negotiate, and you better come to the table. And Macron kind of blew his cover, but this is really what's happening, I think. Alex Padilla it's pathetic. Alex Padilla, again, with more fake crying. You remember? I don't even remember this thing happening because it's so irrelevant. He went in and harassed Kristi Noem, and they threw him out. He was, like, harassing this poor woman. It's like, dude, get the fuck out. And then they handcuffed him and threw him out, and then he starts crying about it. We're just sick of it with these Democrats. These people are just, they're obsessed with fundraising. They're obsessed with being the pick me. I'm against Trump. Newsom does it. Cory Booker does it. Crockett does it. It's this pick me. I'm against Trump. Iran at breaking point. No support by Russia, China. I don't know if that's true or not. I did see, but I don't think this is true. But did you see the report that Putin said? It came out that Putin was not going to support Iran, but I haven't seen that confirmed anywhere. What's to stop Russia and China from backing Iran? Well, you think they would, but it's being reported Russia might not. I mean, Russia's got enough problems already with their current situation. Pakistan said they would join if America attacked Iran. I know, and we thought they would be more neutral parties. They threatened a nuclear bomb. Apparently, Pakistan did. It's like unconfirmed, but USAF refueling tankers headed to the Middle East today, joined by 4 F-35 Lightning stealth fighters. Man, those tankers are big planes. New York Times reported today Iran officials ready to launch attacks on U.S. bases if America enters, which is kind of obvious. %20 chance this spirals into World War III. Yeah, I mean it's hard to say an exact percentage. I don't think it does. I think the World War III talk is it's preemptive fear mongering. Cody, I appreciate it. Even if Iran shot missiles at U.S. bases, they're going to waste rockets and then get annihilated by B-52s. And the report by Pakistan, they said it was false. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it would go well for them. I mean, obviously, when you look at the U.S. in terms of aerial power, we're significantly better off than Iran. Any news on Iranian airspace? I don't know. I just saw that Trump said they basically control it, whatever that means. Could this be Vietnam Part 2? No. So why do we care about Israel or Iran? Well, I mean, it's just Israel has huge influence in the United States, and they um, have a long history with hostile combatants in the Middle East. But I mean, we want peace in the Middle East. It's important strategically for global oil. I mean, with fracking now, we don't rely on it, but it still is. They do affect the global markets. But I'm not saying that we want to. That's why I say we should promote peace and try and come to a deal instead of having this war break out. That's what I'm saying. If we were really at war, then get Trump the fuck out. Easy to say draft or world war would never happen again. No, that's fear mongering, man. That's. I think this is going to be a quick operation. If I had to guess, if something happens. Agree. World War III talk is fear mongering, but if it's China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, axis against NATO, no nukes, who comes out on top? With no nukes. NATO comes out on top. I would imagine Iran is close to nuclear, or they already have it. You know, if something happens to where there's a strike, I would say that they're going to release intel that they had stuff saying that Iran had a nuclear weapon. I mean, because they have to justify it in some way. I mean, Netanyahu is already trying to claim they have the enrichment level to have 6 nuclear bombs or nuclear capable weapons. Eric Trump said that Donald wants peace. At 5 minutes to this, I mean, I'll listen to some of this.
You know, I'm watching how your president, how your father, the president, is trying to bring about world peace. You know, Donald Trump has gone above and beyond as it relates to Europe and the Middle East, and in this case,
hold on. When do you predict U.S. involvement? I think probably Thursday.
Case with the mullahs in Iran, pretty much all but begging them, you're not going to have nuclear weapons, but you can have a country. And of course, they don't listen. And then people say, well, that's not part of the Trump doctrine. I'm like, Donald Trump wrote the doctrine. It's his MAGA movement. It's his America First movement. And for people to think they know more about the America First movement is kind of comical to me.
It is, and for some reason, people don't want to listen, right? I mean, my father's been always very direct. I don't want to go to war. I want peace on earth. I'm sick and tired of seeing these young men and women all over the world, innocent civilians. I'm sick and tired of seeing them die. But at the same time, we're going to have the greatest, strongest military on earth. And Sean, if we ever have to use it, we're going to knock the hell out of them. It will be so decisive. It will be over so quickly. I really wish people on the other side of the world were listening to those comments. Now, he's been saying this for a decade, Sean. He's been saying it for a decade. I do not want to go to war. He's been saying it all week. I do not want to go to war. But if I have to, I'm going to knock somebody's head off. And my father does want peace. He was.
I don't know. These people in the chat, do you guys really hate Eric Trump? I mean, Eric Trump is saying I don't even know what he's saying. people demand I remove this from the screen. Trump had a meeting in the situation. We're waiting for more updates here. I guess CNN decided to stop the updates. Or maybe they're just somewhere else. Israel carrying out strikes in Tehran. That's the fireball that you saw in the previous video. Iran is significantly stronger than even Iraq was and way harder terrain. This war feels like it could collapse the U.S. similar to Afghanistan and USSR. No. That USSR, the Afghan Soviet War was different, and also you're dealing with a communist economy. It's a lot easier to collapse a country when their economy's communist. Their economic system. Are the protests and riots over now, or did everyone stop caring? I mean, it's a combination of the two. When you've got a situation like this, you know, you go out and you protest some immigration raids, nobody's going to care right now. Iran planning something tonight? Yeah, I heard that rumor. I mean, you never know with these things. I mean, isn't it like tomorrow in Middle Eastern time anyways? They're like, we're planning something tonight. It's bitch, it's like 4 a.m. in Tehran. What do you mean tonight? Say Iran has a nuclear weapon. Is there a way to confirm it? The way to confirm, I mean, any intel we get is going to be shaky. People are not going to trust it just because of, they're trying to use it as a way to escalate it. So I mean, I guess it could eventually be confirmed, but immediately people are going to say it's false. Eric Trump was on Piers Morgan saying, "My dad taught us to work. He didn't give us." Yeah, I mean, it's just. Have they caught the Minnesota assassin? Yeah, they caught him, I think, on Sunday night. Yeah, I saw the Just the Peace guy. I mean, I hope we get peace, absolutely. Lowest number ever recorded in U.S. history of border encounters over the past 24 hours. Just 95. Yeah, well, that's a really good thing. Christy Nome, high maintenance DHS secretary for sure. Coach bag incident, and now that, yeah, I think she had an allergic reaction or something. So is it been reported on what it was exactly? What is going on with the tariffs? That would be a trade negotiation. You know, I heard a report on the tariffs about the 10% tariff is going to stay on basically. That's what I heard. Even throughout these negotiations, the 10% is likely to remain on a lot of these countries. Has Chris Christie weighed in yet? Not on the Iran situation, just in general. It's Chris Christie. Dude, you like Chris, don't you? Chris Christie here. Chris Christie. Yeah, he was seen in public signing autographs. You were probably in line. You were in line for the autograph to Chris Christie. That's worth a lot of money. All right, I'll be right back.
This administration, the Bush administration, has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. As president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need. That's step number one. Step number two is to take on employers. Right now, an employer has more of a chance of getting hit by lightning than be prosecuted for hiring an undocumented worker. That has to change. They have to be held accountable. Start shedding some light on the problem, and we can once again be a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. That's what I intend to do as president of the United States.
Yeah, Obama speaking there. This is great stuff. Illegal migrants released into the U.S. They're saying zero total illegal migrants. 62,000 to zero. That's amazing stuff. Did you see the fake F-35 image that was shown on the Iran state media? That's the size of an airline. No, I didn't. It's the size of an airliner. You wouldn't blame Tulsi if she resigned after how Trump undermined her. Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. But did you see the report today? It said now she's involved in the Situation Room meeting. They're trying to like fix it. Oh. They're trying to rev up the 2020 election interference stuff with China. Yeah, I saw that. Majority of Americans approve of Trump's position that Iran must be prevented from developing nuclear weapons. Yeah, but there's nuance to this. That's the problem. You thought Tulsi clarified that her and Trump were on the same page and people didn't read what she previously wrote carefully? That's pure cope. I mean, they said that she's like, well, they don't have a nuclear bomb. I mean, think about this. They went to Trump and they said Tulsi Gabbard says she just had a report, your own intelligence, that Iran is not actively developing a nuclear bomb, and Trump basically said, "Shut up. No, I believe they are because Israel told me they are." I mean, that's basically what happened. Been asleep all day. Any news on Iran and Trump? Trump is not speaking tonight. There was a rumor that Trump was going to speak, but it seems like Israel is expecting the U.S. to join the war at some point. It seems like the dynamic right now is Netanyahu just had a phone call with Trump, and Israel is pushing Trump ever so slightly, but they want to act like, oh, it's Trump's decision. And there's a bunch of tankers headed over to the Middle East. It's a constant flow. I mean, they're getting ready for a serious strike, it looks like. When that comes, we don't know exactly. But Trump, yesterday, we know, told everyone to evacuate Tehran. You had all the countries telling their citizens to leave Tel Aviv and Tehran. Trump just posted. There was a surprise tonight but it's in the morning in Tehran. I don't understand how they keep saying tonight. Israel forces bombed Iran's largest ballistic missile manufacturing facility. Cordell is calling. Yeah, they're probably going to bomb that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen anything on the Trump tweet. I should probably just get Truth Social. "74% don't want war." Oh, of course. I mean, nobody wants another extended war. Absolutely not. You missed the old Trump. It's something they got something on him or something. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. But this doesn't seem like this is actually Trump making these decisions. That's for sure. Man, there's been some bad reports of these approval ratings. I don't know what Trump's composite approval is, but I've seen a lot of approval that's pretty low with Trump. I think it might be like -3 is his composite, which isn't too bad, but... U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem to close for 3 days due to escalating conflict. You want the Arnold clip? I mean, what is it? Arnold Schwarzenegger?
You are an immigrant. You're an immigrant in this country.
Austria.
Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing, when you see the videos of it?
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant, I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine I came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, a single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity.
And they're cheering it. Jesus.
And I think because
so
I'm such
angry.
a proud American and a proud immigrant that came to America, I was asked to do, on July 4th, a big speech, the keynote speech at Mount Vernon, where George Washington was laid to rest, and where he lived and all that, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America, the existence of America. And I will be doing the speech there. They asked me because I'm an immigrant, and there will be 7,000 some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great celebration. And this is what this is.
Let me get to some of these. According to Alex Jones, we will be in by Thursday. You think the strike is coming by Thursday, according to Alex? I appreciate that donation there. Trump is aura farming Iran. He's the GOAT. I don't know what, I mean, we'll see, man.
It's all about is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal. And those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest. And you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can to keep things clean and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that.
Dude, Arnold is aura farming them. No, this is good. This is a good quote. This is a good statement. If Trump wants to do this, at least address the country like a man, kind of cowardly. Yeah, Trump's going to be addressing everyone. It's going to be a huge speech probably tomorrow, if I had to guess. There's going to be a huge address by Trump, and he's going to have to say what's, to a degree what's going on. He's going to have to tell his people what's happening. So we need Trump to say something at some point, hopefully. Hopefully there's an address. I wish it was tonight, but they said it's not going to be tonight. Okay, well, hopefully it's tomorrow night and we can get something going. But, they're going to have an operation by Thursday, apparently. It's like, this is...
So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I'm...
Yeah, just refresh the stream, guys.
To use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is.
Yeah, and they're all cheering it too. Iran State TV has promised a great surprise tonight that the world will remember for centuries. Doesn't even make sense. It's morning. Am I the only one that knows, like... Yeah, that was a good message. He humbled them, too. He humbled them with his humble beginnings coming to the United States. Iran said that last night. Yeah, they've been saying I wouldn't take that seriously. I think they did say it last night. You're right. Jeb Bush tweet. Wait, did Jeb Bush just release that he's running in 2028? This would change America if that's true. What would happen if Tel Aviv gets nuked? Oh, it would be major escalation. What happened with Arnold? You can rewind it if you want. Or just search it on X. Search Arnold, it'll come right up. He basically shut the view up. Surprised the View didn't shame Arnold for being white. Well, he kind of shut him up like by coming at it from a different angle as a humble immigrant, and they couldn't really say anything, and you could tell how bitter they were. The View was punching air backstage. Did you see Whoopi? She was like, it's like all these people are clapping, and she's like, why would my audience clap? She's thinking her audience is racist for clapping. How dare you praise the United States? How dare you? You can't praise the United States. This is a disgusting country founded on slavery. You think Iran is crazy enough to nuke though? No, that was a hypothetical question. I don't think they'd escalate to that. They would destroy their own country. They do something like that. They'd annihilate their own country. And I don't think that would... I honestly don't think that would blow up into a bigger situation because I don't think they have allies that are that loyal to make it blow up into a huge, nuclear Armageddon. You've got a bad feeling about the war in Iran? Yeah, I think it's a quick operation, honestly, if I had to guess. That's just really... that's based off of that's not cope. It's based off of high-end language models calculating circumstances, and when you run all of it through, there's this will be quick. I mean, if something happens, it'll be quick. There's not going to be any U.S. Troops or anything like that. Just look at the AI military language models and what they say and how they forecast it. It's very bullish. Who's going to clean Donald Trump's toilet with no illegals? I know. We need the illegal slave labor, you're right. How could I forget? God, the Democrats are so smart. If the sound keeps cutting in and cutting out, refresh. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Hopefully that stops. They said the same thing about Ukraine. It will be quick. Ukraine's a land invasion. So it's a different story. I don't know if there's any updates from him right now. I mean, I'll take a look. I'll take a look-see, but he's obsessed with this RFK stuff. General Mills taking out artificial dyes of their foods. B-2 bombers are at Diego Garcia base, flight distance from Iran. What is in your sippy cup? It's lemonade. Can you talk about what happened to Christy Nome? She had a allergic reaction and was rushed to the hospital. Money, thank you for that. I appreciate it, man. You feel like even if Iran did something crazy, China and Russia would stay out of it. They don't want nuke. Yeah, no, they would stay out of it. I 100% agree, especially if Iran is the one to escalate to that level. I mean, they can say that, well, it's Israel right now because Israel did launch the first preemptive strikes. And so that's why Russia and China can come out with like statements that it's illegal and they denounce it. But if Iran does a heavy escalation through something like that, I mean, I don't see China and Russia supporting it. Do you feel Trump is bowing down to Israel? Yeah, I mean it the current situation would that would be an accurate statement. Yeah, not the Vivek stuff again. Come on. Not the Vivek stuff. Let's not do that. Jordan air defenses intercept Iranian rockets. Jordan is on Israel's side, from that report. This ex-influencer, Red Pill Media, was exposed for being Pakistani, spreading anti-Semitic tweets. Wonder how many so-called new right are from India. Well, I've heard that's a problem, and they keep trying to expose each other. Have you seen that on X? I mean, these people will build up big followings just being anonymous, and then they'll get exposed for being from India or Pakistan or Bangladesh. Those are hot spots. You know, it's like a grift. I believe this is probably a troll account, by the way, just by the looking at it, but... I thought this was Caitlin Clark for a second. This is Tim Lincecum. Brother. Thoughts on Stanley Cup Finals? I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Florida, the Florida Panthers. German Chancellor respects Israel's courage. Most of the Elon shills aren't American, but pretend they are. Yeah, they did a study on that. Because Elon was talking about launching his own political party. He just doesn't have enough support in the United States. He's got global support, but... You think Iran is really down bad? They're coping saying they own the skies of Israel. You think they're on their knees now? I don't know, man. The left, thank you for the donation. Left is far worse with hating Israel than the right. People on the left are supporting Iran. The left has no morals. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just to where I'd rather there be some type of. I mean, I allow the 2% enrichment. It's just like we just don't want this to be a long term thing. It's so bad for the administration. Elon's party has global support among Indians. Yeah, they said India was one of the places where Musk was really popular in terms of X, because with X, you know, you people assume all these people are American. A lot of them are not. Anonymous accounts. You know, there was a whole Indian thing to where they would, reply to each other to get engagements up, and then they had to. I don't even know how X pays out. I don't think X pays out well at all, from what I've seen. I mean, how can it? Like, I guess you give Musk credit for doing that, but it's also created these accounts that just engagement farm, and it becomes pollution on the timeline. Not a lot of updates right now. Yeah, I know. You know, we're gonna have to wait to see if we get anything here tonight. They're just striking back and forth. Don't show right now, but see Pepper News YouTube for intel. Yeah, I'll take a look at it, man. Thank you for that. Just tuned in. What did you miss? There's actually not a lot of updates tonight in terms of like big picture. Trump is not speaking tonight. There's really not much coming out of the White House. They put a lid on, so I'm not sure what's exactly. I mean, Iran has said there's going to be something huge, but I think they said that last night as well. How was your day last night after your live stream ended? Well, it was midnight. The day was over when my live stream ended. So I mean, it was. I just went. I went to bed by like 2:30. I look like the type of guy who has a mini fridge full of cherry cokes. Well, I mean, I've had a mini fridge since I was younger, but no, I mean, I don't drink cherry coke, bro. No, you're wrong. Elon only saved Twitter on the free speech part because it's still awful full of bots, these engagement farm accounts. I know, it's created these engagement farm accounts. It's not good. Did you see Elon Musk's drug test recently that he posted on X? Yeah, it seems like cope to me. I mean, anyone can see Musk when he's like zooted out of his mind. He's like, his eyes are warped, and he's trying to explain to us he doesn't do drug. Come on, like, I don't care, but it's now he gives us this drug test. It's what do you like better, lemonade or strawberry lemonade? Strawberry lemonade I don't think is very good. I like pink lemonade probably the best, honestly. Honest opinion on ginger ale. I'm not a big fan of ginger ale. Favorite sports teams? The Browns. Watermelon lemonade. It comes out just too watery. The watermelon is not a strong enough flavor to be a fixture in a drink. It just doesn't make sense. What do you think is going to happen to Iran's capital? Strategic strikes. Yeah, I think OKC will win. What's up, Alex? I think OKC will win fairly easily, and they're up 3-2 right now, right? How long do you think it's going to be a buyer's market for housing? Yeah, they're waiting for a crash. You know, it's interesting because a lot of the rentals in some of these cities, a lot of the rental units are becoming really cheap in major cities. They're reporting in Florida and Texas. Have you seen that? Like rental high end apartments because of how many they built. As for the housing, we need the housing market to crash. I mean, they're building 3-bedroom, 2-bath around my area. These are dinky little houses with basically no front yard. I mean, technically it's your own house. It's not connected. It's not like a townhome or anything. They're like $370K. There's barely it's just crazy. Next World Trade Center video. It's going to be on the 9/11 Commission report. Then there's going to be one on 15 things you never knew about, something like that. Something along the lines of 15 things you never knew about 9/11 or something. Trump new post. I mean, that's a troll, bro. It would come up on the timeline if Trump posted something. Oh, here it is. He's going to be putting 2 beautiful flagpoles on both sides of the White House, north-south lawns. It's a gift from Trump, something which has been missing from the magnificent place. The digging and placement will begin at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Flags will be raised at approximately 11 a.m. These are the most magnificent poles made. Tall, tapered, rough, rust-proof, rope inside the pole. Highest quality, hope they will stand. I mean, it's just like, he's trying to sell us on it. Property taxes in Cuyahoga County are bonkers. Yeah, property taxes in general suck, dude. I mean, they're trying to get rid of them in certain states, Republican states. I don't know if they'll do it. No, this is an initiative Trump has really wanted to do for a while. He's wanted these flagpoles. So he announces these flagpoles, and then his kids announce the Trump phone. And so there's a lot of people buying this Trump phone, but I heard it was bad. Just wait on the next Dem president to rip it out. Yeah, well, no, they'll leave the polls. They'll replace the flag. It'll be LGBT. They're gonna replace the flag and burn it. Liberals say, yes, we hate America. Why do you think liberals are the ones that always burn the flags? They hate the country. So that's fine. They hate the country. I mean, it was founded by white men. They hate that. So it makes sense that they would hate it. I need a lemonade button. Yeah, I need like a Pepsi or something. A Pepsi button. What does Trump have? A Coke button? Not Elon's Coke. How much do these flags cost? Rapid response. It's just propaganda. There's not going to be a lot of updates on it. Talking about the artificial food dyes. Yeah, this account has just been chilling the big beautiful bill. That's basically it. That's all this account has been doing the past week. Do I have a passport? Yes, I have a passport, but why that question? It's just a weird question, man. $1K viewers. Yeah, people want to know. People want to know what's going to be happening with this situation. And we're trying to get updates. There's not a lot going on. I mean, there's strikes for sure. Iranian missiles. Social security number, right? Could this Trump post be any way to claim tension? Or should we... Oh, to calm the tension, or shouldn't we read too much into it? No, I think it was a scheduled post, honestly, if I had to guess. I think this was the scheduled, tomorrow was the scheduled day to do that, so it's probably a scheduled post. No, dude, I'm not gonna be a passport, bro. No. You should travel overseas. Oh, I agree. I need to go to Europe. I think it's important. I'd like to go to Europe. I'd like to go to China, Japan. Those are probably places that I would like to go. What post? Trump made a major update on flags that he's installing outside the White House. Apparently, he's paying for them. I don't even think Trump made a post about Trump Mobile. Bubble tea. What if Trump's just like, yeah, I'm announcing we're taking over Greenland on stream, dude. The energy that we would have if that happened. The energy we would have in this chat if it was announced that Trump's just like, I'm taking over Greenland. Oh, that would be amazing. Go to Poland. Yeah, Poland's nice. There's a lot of beautiful places in Europe. Austria. Will interest rates be cut? No, they're going to stay. Yeah, I know. I know Trump does need to invade Greenland. Maybe right when he's doing the strike on. This is what Trump's going to do. Right as he's launching the strike on Iran, on the nuclear facilities, he's going to invade Greenland at the same time. Because then it's a 2-for-1. That's a 2-for-1. Any news on Alberta? I haven't checked. They still are at the position to where they need to have a referendum. You know, when I was looking at that, they said the referendum wasn't going to happen until possibly October. So I would imagine there's probably not going to be a ton of news on that. Also, we'll see what Carney does in terms of his leadership within Canada. Because if he sucks, then that'll force more of them to try to maybe back the secession. Oh, man. Trump Mobile will be the only phone to work. Well, isn't he just using, they're just using T-Mobile cell towers, they said. So, thoughts on Switzerland? Beautiful. Neutral. Trump left G7 because of flagpoles, alpha move. Yeah, he had to get home to tend to the flagpole construction. He's commissioning new flagpoles. He needs to put up more than 2 flag. We need a lot more than 2 flagpoles. Where are these flagpoles going? In front of the White House? I can already see the flagpole ceremony tomorrow and liberals making fun of it. It's already, you can already see these things. You hear Vitali in prison in the Philippines? Yeah, I saw that. Why couldn't Iran just accept the deal in the first place? Well, I think they wanted zero enrichment and Iran wasn't going to accept it. Oh, this dude with the Tesla? This dude's got like a Tesla. This... You know, this is what I saw. Let me show you guys this AI model. This is what I retweeted. U.S. will not conduct, this says right here, the U.S. will not conduct an offensive strike using B-2 Spirit bombers against Iranian targets in the context of the Israel-Iran conflict by December 31st of 2025. The AI says there's an 8% chance of this happening. This is a military AI system. So when you see something like this is bullish. Yeah, this account is gonna have to go. I mean, I appreciate you for babysitting this account, but it's time for it to go. And so it's gone now. Guys, the biggest H-1B orbiter. Yeah, you remember that? You remember that issue they had with the H-1Bs? I think I'm still live. How's the summer? I'm not a big fan of the summer, honestly, man. It's just too hot. How was your 5 hour live stream? Yeah, the 5 hour live stream, it definitely takes a toll. Just constant talking. It was pretty fun, though. Kind of funny, Trump snubbed Zelensky the day before he landed in Canada. In what context? What account did I ban? An account that was just making some just constant sexual shit. I mean, you give it a certain amount of time, but then it's like sounds like strikes are about to happen. These are the most magnificent polls made. Iran's missile launch towards Israel has ended. They launched like 2 missiles now. They have no missiles left. That's what they're saying. Ever take a day off from live streaming or from videos? Videos normally, I pretty much every day I put them out unless there's something happens. Live streaming, it comes and goes. You know, I live stream for 27 straight days once, but then sometimes it'll be a while before, like sometimes I'll go a week without streaming. What happened? The stream just ended? No. I don't think so. No, the stream did not end. Genius act past Ray Epps coin pumping. Just random. We need to go into the Capitol. You think Iran is going to surrender sometime in the near future? Well, Trump really needs that. I mean, he seriously needs that to happen. Yeah. I might make some other people mods. I mean, do I need to make I don't need to make people mods though. It's not like the chat is bad. I don't think the chat is bad. Stream ended. What do you mean the stream ended? I mean, I'll take a look at it right now. Take a look at it from my phone. It didn't end, bro. Come on. Make you a mod. You've been defending admin since I don't even know what date that is. 2020. If Iran actually used a nuke, they would have used it. If Iran actually had a nuke, they would use it. I mean, I guess it depends. If the United States gets involved, maybe that would cause them to escalate to it, but they would destroy their own country if they used a nuke. They understand that. They don't have the support to be able to escalate like that. I think that's fear-mongering, people saying they're going to use a nuke. It doesn't make any sense. The doomsday clock is bullshit, dude. It is. It's just fear-mongering bullshit. Dude, the poly market is paying these people to do this. I mean, yeah, there's a high chance. We know that. Do you watch anime? No. Mod, you or Dean? Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't think the chat really is unmanageable to where. I mean, I think I have 2 mods or 3 mods. I think I have like 7 mods, but only 2 or 3 of them are active. Trump always said, never tell your enemy your plan. You think deep down Trump doesn't want war. Matt, thank you. Yeah, I mean, anything Trump is going to say in public, we would hope would be just calculated, right? But in some cases, there is truth to what Trump is saying because you can't really hide it. Thomas Massey, this is not our war, but if it were, Congress must decide such matters according to our Constitution. Reintroducing a bipartisan war powers resolution tomorrow to prohibit our involvement. AOC says signing it. Yeah, I gotta stop trying. The thing is oof. All right, I gotta take a piss. I'm not lying, but
can you guarantee that? Can President Trump in any form? Can you make the commitment that this would not lead to a longer war?
I can guarantee you that if the Ayatollah gets a nuclear weapon, he will use it. I believe that with all my heart and soul. So the men and women who serve, they're the ones going, not people answering a poll. And if you ask them, would you be willing to risk your life to stop the Ayatollah from having a nuclear weapon? All of them would say yes, because it makes their country, our country, safer. So we live in a world where you've got to confront problems. You want to avoid World War III? Learn the lessons from World War II. People in World War II appeased Hitler to the point that it got so much out of hand, we had a world war and 60 million people got killed. So we live in a world where you pay now or you pay later. Let's stop this threat before he gets a nuclear weapon. Let's end this reign of terror. Let's do it now. It's not going to take 20 months, but I can't guarantee you your freedom and your safety unless we're willing to fight for it. I can guarantee you this. If we don't fight for our freedom, we will lose it.
Yeah, well, Senator...
all right, I just tweeted out I'm live. So that was Lindsey Graham talking about why we need troops on the ground. Oh my goodness. Trump saying we have total control over the skies of Iran. So he thinks the U.S. has air dominance. Bruh. No, there's not going to be a draft, man. You're like 18, and you don't have to worry about it, bro. Lindsey Graham, congratulations. You've just got... congratulations are in order to Lindsey Graham. You've earned yourself a one-way plane ticket to Baghdad. What if Trump just said that to Lindsey? You've earned yourself a one-way plane ticket to Tel Aviv, Israel. Russia not backing Iran is big. Yeah, this is really this is key, and this could help the situation be solved extremely quickly and prevent a global war. Because Russia and China, well, we'll see what China does, but it seems like they're very coy on backing Iran in this situation. Trump said we have complete control over the skies. Yeah, a lot of people are a little bit bewildered by that statement. Tucker Carlson posted something. Ted Cruz on Iran.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
how could you not
92,
know
not
that?
90.
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's,
because,
it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that
because if
relevant?
you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and
What percent?
predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not
Okay.
even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay,
actually,
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know
claims
anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out
I'm
if it was a
saying
good
you don't
idea to kill
believe-
General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe
we're
that...
carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not
at all.
bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
This is
Israel.
high stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay.
He's like, we are Israel. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Remember Rabbi Shmuley? God bless the United States of Israel. Oh, man. This is awkward. This is awkward. So that was just a clip, I guess. He just wanted to release something. He wanted to release a little preview. Yeah, he's like, God bless the United States of Israel. How are you going to get an unconditional surrender? Yeah, Michael, you're visible. population of Iran is irrelevant because most of them don't have. But I mean, it is a big country. And 90 million people is a ton, and that has to be known if you want to do a regime change. It's a lot easier to do with smaller population, but yeah, a lot of the population doesn't like the regime. Is Ludnick tweeting off Trump's phone? If Ludnick was tweeting, yeah, it would probably be trade deals. What is AOC calling for? She supported a bill by Thomas Massie about not entering the war. That's what I saw. Not entering the war with Israel against Iran. They won't surrender unconditionally. Well, certainly not now, I wouldn't think. It would take a massive show of force. Supreme Leader of Iran just said the battle begins on his Twitter, but he's been tweeting like that the past 2 days. Yeah, you can't. We already do produce our own oil, dude. You know how much we export? It's just fracking costs more than drilling. So there's going to be with the amount of oil within the Middle East, if there's war there's going to be a reaction in terms of the global market. We already do produce a ton of oil. You paid $10 to suggest that you could go to Ukraine if you're brave. You went there with a friend. Oh, did I miss that? Let me see if I missed that super chat. Oh yeah, no. I see it now. Brave visit Ukraine. War's not as scary as it sounds. Trench fighting's contained, but rockets are a wild card. Indians still go for school and work. Yeah, but I wonder how much, how many sirens they have in terms of like their days being disrupted by having to go to bomb shelters. I guess it depends where the fighting is. Yeah, I'm sure you are right in terms of it being contained to the eastern side of the country. I mean, if you're on the western side of Ukraine, I would imagine there's probably just normal daily life at this point. Obviously, there's an invasion, but Bibi has been trying to sell the Iran propaganda since the 80s. Yeah, but now it's just so ridiculous. He's going on Fox News and ABC and trying to say that they have 6 nuclear bombs and they tried to kill Trump 5 times. Like, who buys this shit? Especially now, because obviously they're pushing for U.S. involvement. They need U.S. involvement. I just saw a report. They're like, they have to have U.S. involvement for this to work. The battle begins. Are the markets doing well? They're not doing much. They're down a little today. Take a look at the week performance. They're not doing much. Iran government, final outcome, Iran government collapse, civil uprising. Depends how committed Trump is to it. I mean, that's what Israel wants. Scott Bessent is gay. Yeah, did you see that he fought Musk? Iran tried twice. I mean, what is the incentive for Iran to assassinate our president? I mean, your country would be annihilated if that happened. Why haven't either officially declared war on each other yet? Because there's no actual, where's the actual fighting? These are missiles. They're just shooting missiles at each other. So, I mean, we're going to have to see how long. But if there was like a ceasefire tomorrow, it wouldn't be classified as a war. But if it keeps going on, even if it's not technically, if they don't declare war on each other, people would classify it as a war, depending on how long it goes for. You have these fence stocks. You're up 3%. 3%, man. This is why you got to be in crypto. You're bragging about 3%. Do you like to go for walks in the metro parks? What do you do for exercise these days? I don't eat very much, honestly. I've never been sometimes I normally eat about about 2,000 calories or like 1,000 calories because I just don't eat very much. But I don't really exercise much. I used to exercise a lot. And it'd be better if I woke up early and started getting a better schedule, I think. What happened to the LA protests? They disappeared. It was all a joke. I mean, they were paying people. They said they paid people $200 a day to go out and protest. It's a charade. This is what liberals do. It's just this constant shit. They're trying to do anything they can to throw at Trump, but none of it really matters. When we've got a real world situation, all that protest bullshit over illegals being deported goes away. This is what happens. I'm not in DMAGA anymore, dude. I'm not in DMAGA. That was a while ago. SPX 6900 all-time high last week. Yeah, I'm in the 2.0. I'm in the variant of it. It was all rich white kids. Yeah, and a bunch of old people. Yeah, man, I know, Jason, I know. $200 a day would have got. I was thinking to myself, but I guess nowadays with inflation, you got to throw money at these kids to get them to go out. Because I was like, damn, $200 a day, that's actually not bad. But for me, it's way better if I make videos and accept that payment. But what if I was younger? $200 a day, man. That's go out and be Antifa for a day. Go to Portland. You're so glad that the farm service deportations are back on. Yeah, that was a big win by the base. Elon is shilling his SpaceX. Yeah, he always shills it, of course. Unconditional surrender. They're not going to do that unless there's significant military action against them that forces them. What do you think Gavin Newsom chances are being the Democrat now? I think he's probably the favorite by default right now. He would be the face of the Democratic Party. I don't see who else would it be. I mean, he's the governor of the biggest state in terms of total economy, and he has name recognition to a degree, national name recognition. But I don't think he's going to be their choice. I think right now he would just be like the leader in the field because they really don't have anyone. Would a war with Iran sink Trump's approval? Looks like Dave Smith regrets voting. Yeah, but you have to understand Dave Smith is a clown who's obsessed with popularity and views, and so he was waiting to turn on Trump. Dave Smith is an idiot. Think about it. Imagine if Trump could still negotiate something. He's already turned on Trump for a war that the United States hasn't entered. Now, I know it looks bad. All right, it looks bad. But that, to me, that's just, you just want clicks. You want attention. I'm turning on Trump for what? A war that hasn't started yet, dude. Dude, calm down. You're obsessed with the Middle East. If we wipe out Iran, what happens to oil? Oh, it goes up massively. There'll be a massive spike. If there's significant military action in Iran, there's going to be a big spike in oil prices. There already has been a slight spike. If you look, what is it, like $76, $77? It was at like 59 a few weeks ago. Did the Supreme Leader just seal his fate? He's been tweeting that shit like for 2 days. Look at all of his tweets. I don't know why people are like, well, this is the recent tweet that's going to sink him. There's 3 updates, it says. Tim Kaine, remember him? The Hillary VP butt wipe. Is this Tim Walz or Tim Kaine? Yeah, this is disgusting. This is just, it's not necessary from liberals to do this. This is just, it's disgusting. It's grotesque. We don't need this. This woman, we could do without the 3rd grade ad homs when you've got someone that gets rushed to the hospital. No chance the Supreme Leader is actually alive. No, he is. Trump confirmed he was. What is it with old white Tims in the Democratic Party? What is it with them being the VP candidates of losing tickets? Trump has 0 plans to call Governor Tim Walz after Minnesota shootings. Quote, waste of time. Is that what he said? If you went back in time on 9/11, would you try to warn people or invest in American Airlines put options? You know, a lot of people knew that something that was going to happen. It wasn't even just to certain countries. It was a lot of people. Yeah, if you look at the put options, it's a dead giveaway. Let's see if there's any updates. No updates tonight. Man, I get this terrible deja vu. So strange. '28 will be Vance, Don Jr. versus Walz, Buttigieg. They wouldn't run that ticket. Also, I don't think Don Jr. is going to be a VP. Maybe to placate to the MAGA base, I could see, but I don't think so. What an odd video. Is that his pet nuclear bomb? Is that an AI video or something? I mean, well, do you think we'll go to World War III? No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this. This is an AI video. well, good thing I don't live in Eastern Ohio, bro. Oof. He's touching his bomb. It's a weird video. looks like the butt plug that account you banned was babbling about. Yeah, you remember that account. They kept talking about it. He was like, "Can I send you my butt plug?" I mean, that's what they kept saying. It's like, dude, at a certain point, either shut up or come up with a better troll. He's like petting it. Just a weird video. If you were Trump, what would you do? Well, I don't know the intel exactly, but I would try and make a deal. But I mean, when you go in to be the president, there's obviously a lot of people you have to appease. So this is not even what Trump really wants to do. But if people have information on him, he has to do different things, and there's a lot that goes into it. It's not as simple as Trump just saying, "I'm going to do this," and then it happens. The levers of power contain so many different individuals, and when you move them, there's going to be a reaction. Only until Friday. Trump wants to do it, quit coping. Yeah, but this isn't it's not in Trump's DNA to do this. Is there any reason to actually worry? Well, the way I look at in terms of this, I think best case there is some type of last minute deal that's done. I just don't think Iran's going to agree to what the U.S. demands and what Israel demands, so I don't think it can be possible there's going to be a deal. But the hope is that there would be a deal, but there's likely not going to be a deal. That's why there's all this weaponry going into the Middle East. So there's going to be strikes, and Iran is going to respond. To what degree? I mean, I guess we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't last a while, and I think Trump is definitely thinking it's going to be something quick, but Trump has said he wants it to end quickly. Was the account you banned called Chuck Norris? No, that wasn't it. It was another account that had been here for like 2 or 3 days only and kept doing just... Tucker is insufferable, tries the gotcha question on Ted Cruz, serving no purpose, adds. No, but that was pretty good because Cruz didn't even know the population. I mean, you would think he would at least say like 100 million or something to try and ballpark it. What if he said like, there's like 5 million people? Can you play the bitch Alex clip? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, come on, dude. Like, how, I mean, what is the purpose of this? How is this even allowed? How is this even allowed? What's going on with all the trade deals? Haven't heard much on them recently. That can't be good. The administration has admitted that, yeah, we're not going to get great trade deals. So I would imagine they're just going to probably keep the 10%. They're just going to be, the 10% tariff is going to remain on a lot of these countries. I don't think it's going to come off. But the writing is on the wall with these trade deals. We thought there would be an avalanche, and obviously it didn't happen. Orions pet nuke AI. I don't even know what that was. Like, come on. Oh yeah, the Alex Padilla. I think Eric had that. I think I saw that on here. What? Another F around, fuck around, find out. What is with these representatives?
I was forced to the ground. First on my knees, and then flat on my chest. And as I was handcuffed and marched down a hallway, repeatedly asking, why am I being detained? Not once did they tell me why. I pray you never have a moment like this.
This is more fake
But I will
crying.
tell you, in that moment, a lot of questions came to my mind. First of all, where are they taking me? Because I know I'm not just being escorted out of the building.
You went to jail.
Am I being arrested here? And what will a city already on edge from being militarized think when they see their United States senator being handcuffed just for trying to ask a question?
Well, Nick, thank you for that. Mr. Beast fell off. I think you mean he caved to corporations. His old videos were much better. Yeah, I never really liked Mr. Beast. Just his content is catered to like 7-year-olds. What if the flagpole post is a hidden message with the word gift capitalized? No, that's just a typo by Trump. Is it coping that you still think trade deals might happen? No one can stay. No. The trade deals will happen. They're just not going to be as advantageous. USAF in air refuelers are supporting IAF military. Whatever happened to Iran's announcement of the century? They constantly do this. I mean, what is this? If I was there, would you kiss me? No, I'm not gay. Nobody wants to see cringe videos of boomers. Well, I mean, I mean, it's what happened today. What do you want me to not show what happened? I mean, it's just a funny video. Yeah, this is the clip that I showed. What's the latest news on Iran? The latest news is that they're striking each other, and Israel is waiting for Trump to give the go-ahead on a U.S. joint operation to target the nuclear facilities and probably strategical points in Tehran in a wider scale attack that they want Trump to approve. And when Trump approves it, then it's, I mean, they're still talking about maybe there's some peace deal. It just seems like it's whimsical and it's going to be some strikes from the United States, is what I see. But they're hitting each other with missiles here and there. Explain how this will not be World War III. I don't think Iran has good enough allies for it to turn global. Iran's announcement of the century was a nuke AI video. So what does that mean? They're saying they have a nuclear bomb? Remember the retirement home army going to the... Yeah, they're just like, bring out the retirement home, bust them out, get them out. They're like coming out, they're like doing their march. They marched in a line better than the soldiers at the fucking military parade did. They really need to learn how... I don't know what happened to our soldiers. Do they not teach them how to march? Are you still going to the gym? No, I went for about 2 days, and I went for about 2 days though. Do you think Trump will reinstate the reciprocal tariffs on countries with weak trade offers? Probably not. I think we'll come to trade agreements at around 10% on many of these countries. It's not really going to change. People keep thinking there's going to be no tariffs on anyone. Trump wants tariff revenue. So I think the tariffs are going to stay no matter what. You know, we've really had some tough stuff with these trade deals. It's, you know, from what I've read, Ludnick's gotten his ass kicked. But I mean, they haven't agreed to anything, so they're going to get decent deals, I think, but said not a lot of updates today. Yeah, well, I mean, I think we kind of see the writing on the wall. I've said that a lot tonight. But I think we could kind of see it when Trump says there's a lid, we're not talking tonight. So Trump is probably deciding. When will we know if we're involved or not? Will we know by the weekend? By about Thursday or Friday. But aren't they allies with China, Russia, Pakistan, North Korea? Nah, Pakistan, kind of, not really. North Korea, I think, is irrelevant. China, Russia are the two big ones, but look at the statements that China and Russia has made. There's also rumors that Russia has enough on their plate. I mean, would they... I don't think there's going to be a ton of support. China is an interesting one to look at in terms of possibly an avenue for Iran to get support from. There's still a month left. Why are you dooming the deals will happen? No, it's because I've read certain things and I know how the deals are going. They're not going well. But I mean, they can get deals done. There's no doubt about it. They want access to our consumer base. I agree with you. Been so busy, can you oversimplify everything quick? Well, Israel and Netanyahu are trying to massage Trump into accepting the war. They're saying we want Trump to join, but he has to do it himself. We don't want to pressure him, but we need U.S. support because we need their bombers to be able to destroy the nuclear facilities. So they're waiting on the okay from Trump. I think that's what it is right now. They're waiting on the okay from Trump. And whether or not now there's the dynamic, does Trump still try and do some type of ceasefire? Because it came out, Trump left the G7 early. Macron said to do a ceasefire, then Trump denied it. So there still might be a chance. It's very unlikely there'll be a ceasefire, though. But I don't know. I mean, who knows? This is random but bad thing about living in the South are the mosquitoes and tornadoes. Got bit 6 times in the same spot last night. Yeah, I got like a small bite. It went away. I think when I was sleeping, an insect bit my my wrist. I had a red area for a few days. Was the UK trade deal good? Not really sure. Yeah, I mean, it was just it was an ordinary trade deal. We kept around 10% tariffs on them. But the deal itself was, these deals, they're not as straightforward. These are very complicated to where a lot of it is it's not as like, okay, the deal's done, this is how it is. A lot of it has certain things in it to where it triggers other things, and they're complicated. They're not as simple as just a one-to-one thing. But I mean, a lot of it is like, well, we tariff certain sectors, so is it really a 10% tariff? Well, it's 10% on this sector, but it's no tariff on this sector, 5% on this sector. Tonight holds a surprise the world will remember for centuries, and then it's just an AI video of a dude petting a baby nuke. Thoughts on Aiden Ross mansion he just purchased? I don't know about, the streamers and stuff like that. We may have population decline for the first time. Yeah, that's going to happen with the immigrants Trump's deporting, obviously. If we join the strikes and there's some intelligence Tulsi didn't know about 3 months ago, wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Yeah, or they've just been convinced by Israel. CNBC Daily Open, Trump's social media post crush any hope of an Israel-Iran ceasefire. Yeah, did you see what Trump said? I did a video on it earlier today. Do you remember reporting that Trump was 240 pounds of solid muscle after some Dem said he was fat? Yeah, maybe like maybe when I first started doing political videos, I said that. Thoughts on the cap on NIL? Yeah, I think NIL is a mess. But so what is it? 20 million, but you can allocate it on whichever sport you want. It just seems like it's duct taped together. Mm. The Antonio Brown situation. Yeah, I don't even know, man. Wouldn't he have a gun or something? Who knows? Do you approve Uncrustable peanut butter or jelly sandwiches? Yeah, I mean, I used to eat Uncrustables. The chocolate ones are really good. The chocolate ones are amazing. You eat the chocolate ones colder with the frozen chocolate. But yeah, the Uncrustables are decent. I'm not a big fan of jelly. But when you only get the peanut butter, then it's real dry with the bread. But I never really liked jelly personally, but I'll eat the chocolate ones is what I'll eat. The chocolate Uncrustables. You've always thought that Trump wanted revenue from the EU, but actually wants decoupling with China. So who cares about the deal with the EU? You still think it'll be good? Yeah. I mean, the deal will just be, we'll just swing it anyways. We'll just swing it and say it's good, honestly. It's just, it'll be good enough. It'll be good enough. You're worried about the poll showing 70% support for Trump's Iran can have a nuclear weapon stance. He might misinterpret it and could embolden him. Yeah, I know, but it's one of those things to where obviously it's a verbiage thing. I mean, if it was worded differently, do you support a war with them? Do you support troop involvement? Do you support sending them, a lot of aid and money? Well, honestly, a lot of people do probably support sending Israel a bunch of aid, but it's the support for them is waning. So it depends how you word it. Thoughts on Fetterman? I mean, Fetterman's come more. He's a extremely pro-Israel. I never liked Fetterman. I know he's more he's come around on some of these conservative things. I don't like Fetterman, but I know liberals also don't like him. When do you think Trump will move on Greenland? It's going to be hard, man. It's just very unpopular, Greenland. I mean, I would like it to happen when something else happens. Do it discreetly. You don't want to do it when nothing's happening because then it becomes this huge thing. And I would try and do it discreetly if I could. I mean, I don't know if it's possible, but I wanted to, hopefully do it with, you want to do it through diplomacy, but these countries have such bad TDS, they won't cooperate. Like, Denmark won't cooperate, Greenland won't cooperate, so it's something to where it has to be taken, by force. What is the best and worst thing about the Trump presidency so far? Well, I think the best thing, and pretty much I would imagine everyone would say this, is the sealing of the border. That would probably be the best thing. Just they've sealed the border, completely closed. There's no more illegal immigration into the United States. It's crazy a difference a president can make from the last administration. And then the worst thing, I mean, all the crypto stuff was really bad. There's no doubt about it. Obviously, this potential wars, we'll see what happens with it, though. It's to be determined. Take Greenland after the midterms, it'll be perfect. Yeah, I know. It's annoying how you have to play around all these fucking elections and shit. But I get the thing is you're pigeonholed into such a short time period to be able to govern, but you might have to do it right after the midterms. Do you see they're feeding the army steak and lobsters? That was a video from February. That was not a recent video. Why can't we just pay Greenland to join us? If we get a golden dome, they might pay us to join. Yeah, but I would imagine they've offered, and I said they should just bribe their officials straight up because there's only 57,000 people. So if you get the officials and the politicians on board, I mean, that's really what they should do. I agree, but I don't know if they've tried that or really what's happened there. But it seems like an obvious thing because of the limited population. They'd be easy to buy off. Yeah, this was Musk. Ketamine. More strikes now on the Iranian capital of Tehran. Do you think the president's term should be longer, like 6 years instead of 4? Well, I mean, when a Republican's in office, I want it to be, 8 years. When a Democrat's in office, I want it to be 2 years. But I mean, I'm just saying in general, it's hard because it seems like such a short amount of time. You bet we join the war tonight? Why does the White House go on lid feels like something's brewing? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the calm before the storm. It's like the center of the eye almost. So maybe, but the end. I think within the next few days they're gonna join. There's too many things that they've moved to the Middle East. There's too many signs, unless there's just some crazy last second thing ceasefire. But it seems very unlikely. I mean, there's been rumblings, but Trump keeps denying it. Is Asmongold a shill? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he seems like he's just, you know, he's politically independent. I don't really watch him though. Should add 2 years to a president's term if his party gains seats in both the House and the Senate during midterms. Yeah, that's an interesting clause. You remember the sports content, whatever happened to it? Well, I did do a college football video today. Trump is tweeting. What about the flagpoles? Is this my full-time job? Yeah. You think Trump will reinstall the crown of Prince of Iran? He's very fond of royal families around the world. That'd be something awesome to see. I don't know. I mean, I would like to ask Trump what he wants out of this. It seems like the only thing Trump has said is, I don't think he said anything about regime change. I think he said just get rid of their nuclear facilities. Any new developments? There's really not a lot. I mean, there's been strikes back and forth tonight. The White House has gone silent for the night. The Iranian supreme leader says the battle begins, but he's been tweeting stuff daily like that. Yeah, there's also this report of these fake IDs from China, China potentially influencing the 2020 election. You streaming tomorrow? Probably. I mean, we're gonna keep getting these updates, so it's might as well just keep streaming. Yeah, I'm surprised AOC is only 5'3". I don't know, just based off of like TV, she looks like she looks like she's honestly like 5'7" or 5'8". The video Iran posted was a bad move. They will convince. It's hard to even interpret the video. It's like, what is this? An AI video of somebody? Yeah, I mean, you would think that that would just draw more aggression from the opposition, and it would. And Israel probably loves it because they can justify. They see they have a bomb. They're taunting you. Cenk Yogurt ran for president. Yeah, he ran for president. I don't even think he could get on the ballot because he was born in Turkey, so I don't even think he could get on the Democratic ballot for the primaries. Yeah, I guess people are reacting to this, whatever this thing was from Iran. Netanyahu criticized Obama, of course, for signing that nuclear deal.
לא מדבר על זה, אתה כאילו במשך שנים לא פותח על מה שהיה.
Well. I think the governor of Minnesota is so whacked out, I'm not calling him. Why would I call him? The guy doesn't have a clue. He's a mess. So I'm not, so I could be nice and call him, but why waste time? And what Walz is just Walz is a national clown show. Opinion on the Epstein files. Do you think Cash and Dan are compromised? Yeah, obviously Cash and Dan's just look at what they were said before getting into what they say now. Somebody talked to them and it changed their entire demeanor. So, I mean, that's how the government works. You remember during high school it would be dark the entire first period during winter? Yeah, because our high school started at like 7:20. Dude, how many people ask if you're a bot? Yeah, it's my AI agent. He joins periodically. Have the Arab states surrounding Iran isolated themselves and turned their backs on them? Is this true? Well, I don't know about Pakistan. It's kind of unknown. But they don't have a lot of support because their main proxies are weakened. The Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas. That's why Israel views this window as a perfect opportunity. It's just what info do they have on Trump? Well, I don't know. I mean, this could just be Trump's doing, but it seems like he's acting a bit differently just in terms of his rhetoric. Yeah, you say Trump has always been pro-Israel, but during the 2016 campaign, he was calling out a lot of the people that were taking money from Israel. To me, it was different, a lot different than the just complete appeasement he's shown now. Which, I mean, you get into politics, you become the president. There's a lot of influence for sure, so it changes your opinion, I guess. Dude, what is your name? I mean, it's like, and then you just give an emoji. You just give an emoji. I mean, that's nice. I like that. Might be getting Iran out of the way for Vance in 2028 at the cost of his own support in short term. I don't know. I don't think there's that. I think Trump cares more about his legacy than like sacrificing it for Vance. And it's, this is an Israel thing. Yeah, there's not going to be the Epstein. I don't think it would be the Epstein files, but there's something else that maybe. Certainly. I mean, with Trump, there could certainly be something else. Although you think they would have found it. I mean, they vetted the hell out of Trump. Democrats did 3 election cycles. The username of one of your viewers. Yeah, I know. I don't know why he named himself that. Trump moves Greenland military installation under U.S. Northern Command in Arctic power shift. Trump annexes Greenland. U.S. expected to add Greenland, Bermuda as potential annexed territories. You need live cams. But I mean, you look at the cams and there's nothing going on. So what is it? What does it matter? But I could put a cam on in the background. What is it? What, on YouTube? Isn't it better when you look at updates, though? Acknowledge feminist LGBTQ members support Iran, yet Iran would literally force them in a black town. Yeah, it's insane. Well, that's the same thing with the Palestine support. What, you think Israel told the Democrats they couldn't leak? I mean, how deep do we have to really I mean, that's insane amount of power. The Democrats don't leak because of Israel. Do you genuinely believe the U.S. will join the Iran war? Well, I don't think it's going to be a long conflict, but I think they will at this point. I mean, it seems pretty obvious that there's going to be some type of involvement. Do you think it's too late for Trump to back out of attacking? If he doesn't attack, could he look weak? Well, I think that's the least of our concerns if he doesn't end up attacking. I mean, I would... There we go. Yeah, it's unfortunate. No. Israel makes precision strike in Ohio, sources claim. Imagine. The North Koreans got me. I should be back. Airstrike at the DG residence. You think Muhammad Atta really talked to his dad after 9/11? Muhammad Atta he was completely annihilated on 9/11. Latest news on Alberta. There's not a lot of recent stuff. I haven't really looked at it recently, honestly, but it's gonna take until, you know, there's gonna be a referendum maybe in October. Maybe in October. Warcoin. We are retards. Like, what are all these coins, man? Meme strategy. Palantir, really? Palantir Inu? That's a good chart for Palantir Inu. Maybe the Israelis launched the coin as a way to fund their military. Fart coins at 1.1. J-proof. Remember J-proof? Stu Peters owns like 90% of the supply or something. Floyd AI. Oh, this coin's reaching a new low. 1.7. Good entry. Really like your stadium vids. I appreciate it, man. Gotta show my Palantir. You're probably in the Palantirino, aren't you? Is there new Greenland news? I didn't even see it. I'm gonna have to look this up. Fucking Greenland news. If there's Greenland news, I'll take a look. Greenland update. Oh yeah, this is what someone told me in the chat. Change in the command plan. Change shifts Greenland from the... Oh, this is amazing. See, this is shifting Greenland to the North American sphere of influence. European command area to the... Oh, this is great. This is the first step. But this is the first step to taking Greenland. Greenland coin. The world's about to end. You're still talking about shit coins. Well, I mean, it's no. We're gonna have it's just a new. It's a localized war. Remember Hegseth not being able to announce that we're taking Greenland? Yeah, I tweeted out that article. I said Hegseth admits U.S. will take Greenland. Sometimes I'll just tweet out articles and then just change their headlines and people get pissed. I'm going to tweet out Trump expects U.S. to add Greenland, Bermuda, and other territories. People are going to be like, you're wrong. This is not what the article is. Just change the article's headline. Yeah, this is great. This is changing. Look at Greenland on a map. It's right next to Canada. It's right east of Canada. So this is true. This is good stuff. Yeah, it's important to invest into crypto. I invest into NASDAQ and some of the others, stock to meme coins. And so we do it for our future. That's why we invest into crypto. That's why 100%. 100%. I do investments. When I was younger, I always loved the idea of investments. I would look at the stock market. But then I said, look, now they've got crypto. The only thing I've invested into is crypto. I don't invest in stocks because stocks don't go up enough and you can't make a lot of money. Yeah, it's about to be annexation time. It's about to happen. Greenland to be annexed by the United States. Libs pissed off. Libs seething over the Greenland annexation. I'm going to have to tweet about this. This is... Would we pay to every Greenlander $1 million? It would pencil out to $56 billion. That's not necessary, though. We could pay him less than that. We want your resources. We love you. Give us your lithium and your rare earth deposits. Yeah, that's what I said. We're gonna have to bribe them, and this is changing the influence. It's boy, Denmark has lost some serious. They've lost some serious leverage. Now the sphere of influence is within North America. Man, the Denmark has just completely lost everything. Denmark is a clown show. Don't get why the libs would be pissed about Greenland. That's the most stupid thing ever. Yeah, they say it's they get really angry about it. You wouldn't even believe. They say when because the thing is they call Trump this dictator, and the first thing you say, all right, why is he a dictator? Oh, he's going to invade Greenland. That's what they say. It's actually not an invasion. It's a securing the island. There's no military on Greenland. There's nothing to invade it. We're securing the island. Saying that we're coming for your minerals. We want your minerals. We love you. Hand us your gold and rare earth deposits. We want your cobalt and iron ore. Yeah, we want cobalt. We got to go to Congo to get that, though. What is going on regarding Greenland? Trump has just changed the sphere of influence to North America from Europe, which should have been done if you look at the geography of it. But this is key stuff. I'm telling you, because this really is a maneuver. This is why Macron is just a complete clown. He visited Greenland. He's like, what a waste of money to fly Macron to Greenland. But you got to think the French have got to be just like, why is this clown flying to Greenland? This is a waste of money. What is this loon gonna do? You should post the Greenland song as a standalone video. Yeah, the video, the definitely the song title would be the song title would be "We want your resources, we love you." That's a song. That would have to be the song title, because that's like, you know how the songs say repeat the same thing. The chorus. Yeah, his wife slapped him. Remember that? When they were in the plane? Yeah, his wife. We want some poll analysis. Time to bring it back. Yeah, but there's not a lot of. I mean, polls for what? The midterms, maybe. But even then, the midterms, the primaries haven't even happened for the midterms. Your Greenland love is the same as yours for Donald Trump 2028. Yeah, we both like Trump. We both like territorial expansion. You see Candace Owens turned on Trump. Well, yeah, Candace Owens, Dave Smith. There's been a few people. These are grifters that have taken the. I mean, they've taken the total. You know, we hate Israel, and they have too much influence. I mean, I understand, but it is a grift, and so they do the same thing over and over again. Well, honestly, about the title, it was reported there was going to be some stuff happening tonight. But I mean, this is what happens with these reports. They're hit or miss. You don't know.
And why President Trump left the G7 early, sounding busy, and convened his advisors in the Situation Room.
I wish I could stay for tomorrow, but they understand. This is big stuff.
Did he mean big diplomacy, bigger Israeli strikes, or vast American bunker-busting bombs potentially being used against Iranian nuclear facilities? The US has roughly 40,000 troops in the region. It sent the USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group as well, and the US Navy is already intercepting missiles bound for Israel. But Trump usually wants wars to end and to stay out of them, and that's not always the same as Israel's goals.
We're going to continue until we remove the two existential threats, the nuclear threat and the threat of 20,000 ballistic missiles that are equivalent to 2 nuclear bombs.
What specifically is better than a ceasefire? What are you looking for here?
An end, a real end, not a ceasefire, an end, or giving up entirely. That's okay too.
Israel says it's achieved air superiority over Iran, able to attack targets mostly unopposed. US assistance outside of more munitions doesn't seem urgently needed. But Israel does have one remaining problem it can't fix: destroying the Mountain Lair nuclear enrichment complex of Fordo. For that, it needs a US bunker buster bomb, the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, 30 feet long and 30,000 pounds, with special fuses and casing that lets the bomb penetrate the rock before it detonates.
In order for Fordo to be taken out by a bomb from the sky, the only country in the world that has that bomb is the United States.
Is that even enough?
It can penetrate up to 200 feet of hardened facilities. The problem in Fordo is that some of the facilities, I understand, and some of the centrifuges may be as deep as 300 feet.
A huge step that could drag the US into another war. But then again, a move that could end Iran's nuclear program, against which a weakened Tehran has little major recourse.
Yeah, well, that's a summary of it. They did say that Trump tries to end wars and basically said Netanyahu starts them. Have you heard Iran as a big surprise tonight? What do you think? Yeah, I mean, didn't they say that last night as well? I don't know. It's very weird because, you know, it was reported at like 7 o'clock our time that Iran has this huge surprise. It's like 4 a.m. in Tehran. Like, they're talking about tonight, or are they talking about tomorrow night in terms of the Middle Eastern time? Or, you know, because based off the time zones, it doesn't really make sense. Them saying we've got something big planned tonight. It's like 6 o'clock Eastern, but in Tehran, it's like 3 a.m. So I don't really know. Florida won. Send the bunker buster and dimp. Yeah, I mean, I think they are going to use that. Why does China, Russia, North Korea not helping with Iran? Well, what can North Korea really do? Russia, at this point, I mean, they have their own war. The thing with Russia is, and I don't know if it's true, but apparently they said they're pretty much staying out of it. China would help, but they wouldn't help in terms of a significant. They just don't have. Iran's just not going to have the allies, and a lot of it's because their proxies are all destroyed as well, or significantly weakened. How do you think Vance is looking for 2028? Running against Newsom would be an easy victory. Well, it's way too early to say that even. I mean, I know Newsom is, a lot of Republicans hate him, obviously, but I think it's too early to say anything definitive about 2028. Vance is the likely choice for a number of reasons, but a lot of it depends also how this administration does. We'll see. Right now, you know, there's this bit of a split. We'll see what happens with the Israel-Iran situation. After Trump gets the ceasefire and then an amazing nuclear deal, do you think we'll get Art of the Deal too? The book? Yeah, recapping it. Well, they would do the nuclear deal basically. It wouldn't even be a ceasefire. It would be just a, well, I guess it would be a ceasefire, but Trump is saying like more of a peace deal with a nuclear deal combined into one almost. Yeah, I think what Trump thinks is if they use the B2s, Iran will basically be forced to negotiate some type of ceasefire. I would imagine. Like, there's no way he thinks this is going to be drawn out or anything like that. I'm going to have something. Maybe I'll run the military AI through some scenarios and see what they'll say. No one talks about Luigi anymore. Yeah, a lot of women still simp for him. You know, they like that when you kill when like the killers and stuff, especially someone like him. He's fighting the system. But yeah, I mean, you know, he's gonna be in jail. It's irrelevant. But I think he's gonna have his big show or whatever. You know how the court system is, takes forever, because he still has to go through trial. Will any of Trump's bills or recession package be passed? Well, the big bill that Trump wants to be passed, I think, will be passed. I believe it's still stuck in the Senate right now. But I believe the big beautiful bill, which is what they're calling it, will be passed because they have House control, they have Senate control. It seems like the House, even though it's limited in terms of it's like slim majority, it seems like they cooperate more than the Senate does, even though they've got 53 in the Senate. You don't think at least one juror will be sympathetic and get a miss? I don't think so. I mean, you shoot the dude in the back of the head. Come on. Trump approval rating among men, 64% approval, 35% disapproval. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Plus 29. Trump approval rating among men. Record prediction for Nebraska with Raiola. I'd have to see their schedule. They could win 8 games, maybe. Winning 8 games, I think, would be a good season for them. Yeah, there's really not a ton of stuff here tonight. Doesn't look like there's a heavy news night tonight. More strikes in Tehran by Israel. I mean, if anything would happen, you would think it would be with a lid, or they wouldn't talk about it immediately. There is a possibility, although it's extremely small, that Iran already has a nuclear weapon of some kind. Well, some people think there's a big possibility of it. Insider advantage with a new plus 10 insider advantage, the GOAT. We want your resources. We love you. Election result 356 electoral college votes. Yeah, watch. You got to do it with a comma. Have you heard about the earthquake? No, I haven't. Thoughts on people overreacting and turning on Trump? Yeah, now I see. I understand because people are really anti-Israel, and it's, people think it's going to be a longer situation in the Middle East. It's Trump is not prepared for that. I hope there's a ceasefire because I think it. Originally, I wish there was a nuclear deal, but there's obviously been a lot of Israel appeasement, and so when you do something like this, it's only going to make people more angry. Insider advantage. Does Iran have nuclear weapons? I mean, that's a question. U.S. Doomsday plane aerial command center travels from Louisiana to Joint Base Andrews and just landed. Is that significant? Thoughts on the Devers trade? Yeah, I saw Devers as a really bad contract. So the trade makes more sense now that I see it in terms of the values. And so it makes sense for the Red Sox, honestly. I mean, that's a 10-year contract. He's already a DH. It's like, that's a brutal contract. $50, Zeesh. Thank you for that. Dude, the Ayatollah is lame AF, bro. Come on, it is what it is. I appreciate that donation, man. Real libertarian. Trump will lose me in his base on this one. Well, I mean, we'll see what he ends up doing. Yeah, libertarian. Your party's not doing too well if you're a libertarian. What do you think would happen if Iran attacked U.S.? You mean attacked their bases in Iraq? I think it's very likely to happen, and it would be escalation. The U.S. would officially be committed to the war, and I think Iran would get. It would be very bad for Iran. But I think the U.S. knows they've learned they can't. These can't be. It's got to be a lot of precision. It's got to be calculated. This can't be ground war. There can't be troops. To a degree, Iran knows that as well. That's a weakness for us in terms of years past and wars within the Middle East. So, I mean, Iran they are a big country. Such a bullish poll. Do you think it includes Israel-Iran situation? 15th through the 16th. Insider is very pro-Trump. They're a conservative pollster. So, I mean, I'm not too shocked. I think they were plus 11 the last poll they did. Now they're plus 10. So, just to put into context. Why should U.S. participate directly? Why not support from back end at the very most? Because Israel does not possess the weaponry that's needed to destroy the important nuclear sites. That's why that would be. But I agree with you. But that's why the explanation would be that the U.S. is needed. Thoughts on the probability of Iran declaring total war against Israel? I mean, it depends how far it escalates. I think there are markets for this, and they're very low. But it's like declare war by Friday. U.S. to officially declare war on Iran before July. So this is within the next like 13 days, 2%. Israel declare war on Iran by Friday, 6%. I wonder if this has like, nah, it's not going to have the proper 10% chance by June 29th. Iran declares war on Israel. Feel stressed about Iran, drink some alcohol. No, I actually don't drink. Independent grifters will jump at the slightest obstacles, can't trust them. Well, but this is a different thing, dude. This is the anti-Israel stuff, 100%. This is why there's so much outcry, because it's, you know, seen as Israel appeasement for sure. It's not really the like independent people who are slightly right that are jumping. This is a different part of the base. Will you grow out your beard? And I already did. I can't grow out my beard, and it's just not going to look good. More of my beard would have to grow in for it to look good. But, you know, I also don't really like dealing with a lot of length in my beard. I grew it out for like 2 weeks. That was it. And then I had to bring it back down. Is peace still an option? Well, I mean, technically, the United States has not struck anything of Iran. Iran has not struck anything of the U.S. That's, you know, remarkable. So technically, you know, it would still be a potential option for the U.S. But it seems unlikely unless Trump offers wiggle room with uranium enrichment. Iran said they would potentially bring down their enrichment to 2%. I think that was the report. But that they would have to negotiate. Trump said today they're not going to be doing a ceasefire negotiation at all after it was reported that they were going to have talks this week. Your stream basically doubled since the Iran debacle. Yeah, I know. It did double. I actually started to get more viewers. I don't even know. What was the thing before the Iran? The riots. That's what it was. Yeah, the riots bumped me up, and then this bumped me up even more. But who knows, man? I mean, it's just the algorithm. I mean, I've had streams, you know, 300, 350 viewers, and then streams. I mean, before the election, I would get like 3,000 live viewers. Very low chance we will see any foot battles from the U.S. in this Yeah, there's not going to be ground fighting. It would destroy the administration. It would. I think it would destroy. That would lose him a lot, because you could do a quick strike and kind of get away with it, especially if it's happens in a fast way and there's not involvement directly. Well, there would be direct involvement, but there's not troop involvement. Musk Trump feud got you a lot of viewers. Yeah, that was like a big thing when that happened. Kind of like, it's funny how the cycle moves. It is crazy how the news cycle moves. That was like the biggest thing for a day, and now it's like totally irrelevant. But I guess it's not irrelevant because people look back on that and be like, well, that was when they kind of, but they didn't even break up. I mean, they're like back together. Olivia, oh, you're talking about that the fat female influencer. Remember this moment?
As the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
Literally. I mean, EXX alerts, what do they have? They just they say their opinion a bunch. Yeah, I mean, don't they have to sign a new trade deal? Trump expected to sign a new trade deal with Canada within the next 30 days. Yeah, but this was expected. I mean, with a deadline happening, you know, that deadline is coming up. She's the pick to get men back. I don't think that it was actually true, to be fair. To be fair, but the right wing people ran with it, and even left wing people were talking about it. Carney got height. Yeah, Carney's 5'10". No, Carney's like 5'11 and a half. If you look at something like that. Trump is like 6'2 and a half. Would you enlist if World War III happened? No, I'm not. I'm not a soldier. I mean, if the draft happened, I'd have to. I don't know. I don't know. We got to stop supplying the juice box country. Well, I mean, you know, there was a chatter earlier that talked about younger people. You know, once younger people grow up, the love affair with Israel is gonna just completely disappear. Do you support the millions of acre sale and Big Beautiful Bill? Total waste. They need to leave our public lands. Well, who are they selling them to? Who's buying the acres? I'm an essential worker. Yeah, I'm an essential worker. I'm a reporter. Dude, why are you obsessed with me shutting down the channel? Come on. What's the latest updates? There's not a lot of updates tonight. There's strikes being exchanged. Israel is waiting on Trump to make a decision on joining the war or not. Hope Trump takes Tulsi's input seriously. Yeah, you're telling. I agree 100%. More tankers leaving for Europe tonight. Yeah, they're really, really. How many tankers do they have now at the ready? Did you hear the Crown Prince of Iran's call for an uprising? Yeah, well, they hate that. They hate the regime there. Never shut down your channel. Yeah, Gabriel, I'm not going to. That dude's that trolls me about it. But why would I shut down my channel? It doesn't make any sense. The Air Force has 500 takers in total. They've sent 40. Damn, so they've sent 5% of their total amount of tankers are sent. No, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Insight, nothing happened. Grow out your hair. Yeah, my facial hair, it's not. It doesn't come in properly. Oh no, I agree with as bad as the Ayatollah is. Normally the replacement is worse, and then it creates a bunch of refugees. That's what Charlie Kirk's been saying. I think Charlie Kirk realized the young people don't support Israel, and he's starting to shift his position. Have you seen what he said recently? What does Trump's approval rating look like? Composite, it's about -3%. So it'd be like 44% approval, 47% disapproval. And then there's going to be some people that, you know, are in the middle. $40 of 500 is 8%. Yeah, I mean, I round it up. Nothing ever happens. Well, nothing happened tonight. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. I'll probably just keep streaming daily, honestly. You know, waiting for this situation. And this has to come to a head at a certain point to where they either have the ceasefire. I'm guessing there's probably going to be big news tomorrow or Thursday, one of the two. Does Vivek win Ohio? Probably. I mean, he's got Trump's endorsement. But Iran said they're going to do something special. Yeah, they say it every night. Yeah, I'm going a bit longer with these streams. Big stuff coming Thursday night. Yeah, I know, that's what Alex Jones said. Tomorrow is going to be the big night. Well, we'll see. How do you think this ends realistically? The U.S. bombs the shit out of their nuclear enrichment and forces unconditional surrender. But I didn't even think they would surrender. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because what would Iran do at that point? And it's tough to understand the support that they would get from their allies. Like, would China really want to be involved? Would Russia really want to be involved? It depends. It seems like it'd be really messy. All right, I'll see you guys.